I brought all this up with the tapestry. If you still have energy or
Yeah,
time to,
yeah, yeah.
I wondered if from the beginning, if this was like fate. This whole thing was
Oh
fate from the sharpshooter the sharpshooter who's like the best shooter in the land. He doesn't quite hit the bird. Of course, it's hard to hit birds and everything, so maybe you could talk about that. But I wondered if it was fate to hit that particular bird and only on the wing to not kill it, and then like it gives him the opportunity, and then slowly his contact with her builds his whole life to where he goes into the deepest, darkest places to the end of the world, brings things back, eventually gets rid of the king and ascends to the kingship. It's sort of like you wonder if this was somehow the from the depths of nature, the the illegitimacy of the king brought this whatever this force forward, and
hmm
that destroyed him. And you could even talk about how this is like the mind of the tyrant or something like that, the uh, who eventually will get something to bring about his downfall just because, yeah, he's not serving the people, he's not a good ruler. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of stories where the the Mad King or the Bad King is brought to ruin through fate or other such things. But I had not really thought of it because I was so focused on this being a hero story. I didn't really think of it from the point of view of like the people and the land, the sort of the kingdom, the state of
Mm,
the kingdom, the state of
mm,
the um and it is kind of, I mean, it is a kingdom that has fallen into like the wasteland. It
mm,
is a ruined kingdom. It's
mm,
ruled by an illegitimate king. It's ruled by somebody who has no appreciation of what authority is. Like we've talked about in all the Robin Hood things, that sort of the illegitimate ruler.
mm,
Um,
mm,
and those kind of things do bring about a their own destruction. Eventually, always it always happens. And so yeah, here it could be like um you could retell this whole story from the point of view of like the sorceress wife's father, the true king, the
mm,
divine king, of him
mm,
being like, well, there's this evil king, and I have to. What are we going to do? And how are we going to stop him? And well, look, daughter, there's this good-hearted, hardworking hunter down there. I bet we could make a king out of him if we like trained him the right way. Do you think you're up for it? And she's like, yeah, sure. He's very handsome. I'm madly in love with him because it's a fairy tale, right?
mm,
That's how that works. And so she goes down with as part of this whole plan to like bring bring the life force back, make make the ruler of the land noble again, truly noble,
mm,
and reinvigorate the kingdom in that sense. So it's no longer the wasteland. It comes back to life and it's whole again, which
yeah,
is the same story that I was talking about if you look at it from a psychological perspective of when our own lives are ruled by these
yeah,
rapacious, uncaring parts, these egoic, narcissistic parts, um, our lives fall into a wasteland. And the
yeah,
way we rescue ourselves from that is by finding or developing these hardworking parts in us and having them start to lead us on a journey of growth to the point where that part of us becomes in control of our life more
yeah,
so than the selfish, narcissistic, I'm sure very anxious, greedy,
yeah. That the
unhappy, the
tyrant
unhappy
in
part
you.
of us, the tyrant. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the word. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, the bad, unhappy, but still wanting to control everything, not understanding anything, and no reason to it, but yeah, just for control.
yeah.